after that little break. Greetings, everyone. It's me, Gigalem, and welcome back to Crash Bandicoot Warped. We are back with the Japanese version, as we're going to cover the next two warp rooms before heading to the prototype. The reason why I'm not going to show the fifth warp room is that there aren't that many differences with the fifth warp room. And even then, I've already played through this game, and I'm not disheartened by my third-party memory card just wiping all my saves, because I know I can do this again. It's just that Warped is more or less a bit of a time commitment, no pun intended right there.
部屋ぼうぼうの袋ネズミにしてはなかなかエクセレントだね。私は時間博士の N トロピー。君たちも使ってるタイムネジネジマシーンの発明者なのだよ。もっとエレガントな会話をエンジョイしたいが、うかうかとコルテックスがうるさいんでね。ところでバイザーウェイ、パワーストーンは置いてってもらうよ。
I feel that cutscene is longer in the Japanese version. Must be due to the extra syllables. But yeah. The one thing I usually... Oh, right. Aku Aku. They usually place Aku Aku hints whenever you're coming across a new type of obstacle to conquer when it comes to box breaking. And, as with, I believe G-Wiz, that you were able to, Aku would tell you about doing the little belly flop. And with this one, it was telling you to do the double jump, as you can tell that some words, in some bits of Japanese, they would have some words be spoken to in English, simply because of I want to say it's lack of phonetics or lack of a phonetic translation or something like that. I'm sure it's more complicated. I am not well versed in Japanese. I want to learn the language, honestly, because I would like to make more accurate translations rather than just literal translations that a freaking website can give you. Alright. Another thing... Oh! That's in the final! I've never noticed this face Crash had on Baby T. He just looks like he's not sure what he just processed. Oh, man. I thought that wasn't in the final. I really need to boot up my copy and see if that was in the final again. I believe, from the last time I played for Time Trial, you just skip over Baby T. So, yeah. Yeah. Again, I will probably, either in the prototype parts or in the main parts, or in the Japanese episodes, I will try to find some time to talk about the making of this Let's Play. Because, this was a Let's Play that had a lot of time in the oven. And that's not the only Let's Play that had a lot of time in the oven. There is one I haven't started recording yet that I'm waiting for a good opportunity to actually start, because it's going to be a very long one that won't, I'm not expecting to either start this year or the next, but given what I'll be doing, what I have my plans for the next 2 years, who knows, I might do something, I might be able to do something, but the idea is that I'll probably handle things one chapter at a time, just basically record the first chapter, get everything done, and then just wait until all that's done to begin recording the next chapter, because there's going to be a lot of resources going to be poured into it. I'm not expecting to get the box gem on my first visit here. I think you need the yellow gem to get it. If you want to see me going for 100%, well, why are you watching this part first? Because you probably already seen me if you're watching this part as it was going up, if you've seen the original. So, yeah. And for the longest time, I always had trouble just trying to record and run away from this Triceratops. Yeah, like the remaining boxes are in the yellow gem platform and such. The reason why I'm only going through most of the game rather than all of it is because I don't think I have the eagle eye to cover to just do a supercut to show off every little difference. Nor do I have the ability to use Pocket Station emulation or figuring out the Pocket Station to get that to happen. I don't know if Duck Station has those features. I know that Duck Station's no longer open source because of a thing that happened years prior. I can't remember what it was, but it involved basically, I don't know, stealing code. I don't know. Just I'm sure you can look it up. Like you can still run Station just fine. It's just that again, it's no longer open source. Anyway, I just know that it's just if I were to go for 101% or 105%, oh gosh, I almost swam right into that. That it's just, I think the underwater levels, despite them being not so plentiful, are some of my least favorite stages of time travel simply because of the control. Like, it's just mashing a button and having to deal with your weight underwater. Like, there are probably things I never even got to talk about in that one video. And, like, more often than not, I'm also thinking about, like, the titles to my parts a lot. Like, trying to think of a good title that sticks and such. Like, whether it be a pun or something really good and descriptive towards the video and such. Ugh. Okay, sure. Okay. So, a little bit of an update on the next Let's Play, because because as soon as these parts are over, the day following, like, when you see this, the day following the last extra part will begin the very next Let's Play that's been recorded for several months now. It's just that there is one thing I still need to record, and that's because they updated the game very recently because they forgot a console. And I was just ragging on the PS5 Pro, and then I have to show it off in a recording because, yeah, thanks Team SOB. Make a freaking mockery of me. Still, I don't, it's just even as a PlayStation 5 owner, I don't see the benefit of getting a Pro if it's not going to come with the disc. At least you can get the disc, but I do think it's just not a good tactic to try to shift everyone to digital only, considering that everyone knows about the malpractices of digital only, because that's only going to really want to fuel people to try to push to keep physical a thing. Because the moment things go all digital only, there will probably be a resurgence and uproar for physical only to come back more than ever. Okay, so that one thing that happened when I attempted to record the prototype episodes, that's only a thing in the prototype. So yeah. I want to say the prototype does not have the masks. Oh, I think I just noticed something. Look at Aku Aku's nose. I don't think it's supposed to be untextured. It's gray. Was that like that in the US version? Be careful here. There's a Nitro TNT. Ugh. I could have sworn that was much harder to get past. Easy does it. Spin and get away from that. I've never been able to blow up all boxes in one fell swoop. It's always just, I blow up most, but 2 get left behind. I think the reason why like, from what I've played of Wrath of Cortex, I need to get back to that and getting all the, like, gold relics at least. And, of course, yep. Like, I think the issue with the underwater levels in that game is not just because of the vehicles they have you control, but because of how spacious they are. The one issue with how spacious they are is that you're going to run into the issue of trying to get every single box. This is probably something I'll go into when we get to that game. It's going to be a while from now because I'm still intimidated by the task of having to get a video talking about being a Let's Look at Crash Bash done because
おや、私の警告を聞く耳ナッシングなようだね。せいぜいパワーストーンをたくさん集めたまえ。
I want to say, okay, it's the process of doing a video where I'm just basically having to record footage to talk over it later, and then trying to write over a script in it, because that's something I've not done before. It's like a whole new ballpark for me, and it's going to be a case of me having to talk about the game, and all the other stuff that come with it. I'm going to have to be recording each and every mini-game and such. And and then, after the fact, just trying to make sure I can get every single gold relic. Because, yeah, good job, me. Because it's just, I'm just very intimidated by such a video, because it's just, I need to just find time to just record all those, all the important footage in piecemeal. Problem is that I want to make sure that I can make it as unique. Well, I guess it has to restart the level now. So, as I was saying, it's the issue of trying to make the video my own. It really? Twice? Really? Okay, don't slide into the monkey carrying the urns this time. Because that's what got me, because the little space there is, I could have sworn there was more space for me to slide under it. Oh yeah, don't try running while getting on grates, because there is this, like, little bug that causes Crash to just basically not grab the grates at all. I'm not kidding. Because I've had many times where I'm running, I'm trying to grab the grates because these stages are such a pain to platinum, because it's a case of, you want the platinum you need to get invincibility. And then you're holding run, you're getting on the grates, guess what, Crash lets go of the grates, even though you're landing right on top of him. Just make sure you're holding D-pad, you're using the D-pad for this type of challenge, and as you saw right there, I don't know what causes Crash to have a moment where he just stands on top of a box without breaking it. Anywho, it's more or less just, I don't want to make a carbon copy of Cadicarus's video and such, but I know I have to cover it because it is part of the retrospective. Because if you want to put things into perspective here, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, just recently I acquired one of the games that's technically part of the retrospective, because I'll give you a hint. It was probably one of the last things that was ever released for Skylanders. And it doesn't look like the series will be seeing a resurgence too, and boy, is that going to be a thing to crack, because I've never really played that series. It was just, I was not their target audience, and think he might be talking about the skull routes there, but... Okay. That was good. But it's basically the case of people are going to want me to talk about it if I'm handling a retrospective where I'm covering as much as I can. And and it's going to bother me if I don't cover it in some way, because I can't Let's Play that game. That is not a game that's Let's Play friendly, because let's talk about the reasons why. Crash Bash kind of suffers an issue that I call making the game hard for the sake of preventing it from being a rental return on a weekend. This was the time where rentals were still a thing. And, of course, let's gather our gem and go back to the main route. And I did that on my first try. When I did the freaking prototype initial, the initial runs of the prototype. No, Aku. When I did the initial runs for the prototype, I died so many times in there. And that's me trying to style and fail. This one shaft, it's really hard to get this one shaft right because of stuff like that. That's not what I meant to do. It's basically trying to do... Crash, please. It's basically trying to just ignore this section and do that jump. It is possible, but it's a real gamble. And trying to carry all three masks up to that point where you have invincibility and you can just blaze right through to the end of the stage and such. I mean, at least this is giving me time to basically look back on the whole project and such, because when I was doing the main game, I'd say it was one of my favorite projects to work on because it was a culmination of things finally coming together. And yeah. So, the idea is that because since I'm still just jumping around so many topics, Crash Bash is all about minigames and such, and the problem is that the way they structure the game, it gives you a false sense of security that, oh, all you need to do is just beat the base minigames and then just beat the boss of that world. But because of the way they structured it, well, you get to the second world, or second warp room. I'm not kidding, it's literally the very next warp room where this happens, where they tell you to go back to the first warp room and earn gems and crystals with your trophies. Because of the stipulations required for each minigame and such, it's going to be something that I'm going to have to take my sweet time trying to do and trying to record, because I just want to try to unlock all the minigames, but I do not want to go for 200%. That's not worth my time. It's the kind where it's just that I would not be able to Let's Play it simply because of how long it would take to Let's Play it and how much of my patience would be tested. I'd be writing a bit of it, it'd be the kind of video where I want to write a script for it, and I know I'll be talking over a bunch of B-roll footage whenever it's appropriate, and I have to make sure I get enough of it to get my point across. Because I've never done that kind of video, and I know there are probably videos I should watch on that matter and such, rightfully so. And I know about Hot Cocoa and such. I think, I'm not going to try to worry about it. But, just, it's the kind of video that I really need to take my time with it before I say goodbye to the PlayStation era of Crash. Because it is part of that era. It is while it's not, and the issue with calling it the Naughty Dog era is that, well, Crash Bash was not developing Naughty Dog. This was after Naughty Dog left Universal to become a Sony-owned studio. They would go on to develop Jak and Daxter, and and like and that is a series I should probably take a look at some point. Did I miss a box? No, it's right here. Grab it. Ugh. Yeah, remember to apply that real life practice of slowing down on the turns. For a second there, I thought that said 196. But yeah. No crash. But it'd be the kind of video that requires a lot of work and a lot of editing and such. And there are also the prototypes I'd have to look at too. And I just have to figure out how. Because even if I say, let's say, don't go over the prototypes right away, I will at least go over them at some point to talk about what changed during development. I think the only time I would do a proper Let's Play that game is by gathering a bunch of friends together and loading a save file with all the minigames unlocked. And because of how many minigames there are, or types of minigames, well, I'm hoping that I can at least gather my friends in real life for enough time to cover all those. And that's not the only minigame. That's not the only multiplayer thing I have to do. The next Let's Play also has multiplayer, and I do want, the next game in this retrospective does also have multiplayer. It's a kart racer. Of course, you gotta have multiplayer, and and it's just basically a matter of trying to gather enough friends at the right time just to be able to record such session. And the other issue is just like, I really wish I could find a Bluetooth adapter that lets you hook up 4 wireless controllers at once instead of just the one. Because while it's more beneficiary for me to connect just the one controller, and such, the other problem is just having to connect more than one controller. I wouldn't have a problem with doing this with like old PlayStation, PlayStation 2 or 1 controllers and such. But throw the DualShock 3 into the equation, you have to hope that the DualShock 3 is not having its issues with the connectors and such. Now, I want to say this is... No, it's not doubleheader.
もっと早くくたばるかと思ったが意外と意地っ張りだな。だが逃げた方が良いぞ。今度はお前ら何千年もの間時空の狭間をさまようのだ。
I want to say that was the one with the you crashed a few parties, but so far. Oh yeah, it is doubleheader. I don't know what's the reason for removing their double heads, but I know that this is one of the more notable differences with the Japanese version. They, of course, I believe... But I know it's the... but there has to be some reason for it. Is it like something... Is it like a... like some sort of cultural thing that... not real cultural, but something that happened during that time. I'm not entirely sure. I just know that whenever I decide to do an extra video on like a supercut of everything I missed in Crash Bandicoot 2, I know I'm gonna be touching upon the Japanese version. That thing I did right there, that's what you're meant to do in the time trial. You're supposed to spin in a certain way to hit those boxes because they have time crates in them. And, I can't believe I still remember my time relics and crates and all that stuff very well. Well, yeah. Like, what I haven't gone over. I get so nervous about that. Crash. Thank you. But like maybe I'll just fill the air with talking about like with just in case like I miss like certain points with the time trials and such. I just know that now I'm losing my train of thought because I'm so busy trying to play well. I just know that like whenever I get to that game, like it's gonna be my very first let's look at the channel, and it's not gonna be the last. I'll tell you now. There are going to be a few Crash games that I'm likely going to have to order via mail because I can't even find it in a single trade shop or anything. Because most of my Crash games, like I remember almost getting my hands on like, I want to say Crash Purple. I found it complete in box, but the problem was because of my budget at the time, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to spend $30 on a minigame collection. And, that's not exactly going to be a fun game to do a let's look at because I know those games are referred to as the bottom of the barrel. I was double checking and I should have looked at the box tally. I know those games are referred to as the bottom of the barrel because it's a missed opportunity to just you cross them over and all you ever do is just make a minigame collection of them. And all I know is that it's just a whole bunch of mini games you have to do, and it wouldn't be that interesting of a let's play. But here's the kicker. You know how Spyro's always given the short end of the stick post Insomniac? Like, we're talking about, like, finding new companies to develop games with them after the departure of their initial development companies, because... Oh, Crash Bandicoot jump scare! I love that death animation so much. But, yeah, given that the companies did not want to renew their contracts because of the higher up problems they were giving... Like you see what happened with Enter the Dragonfly, where... Can I not die, okay? I go from first trying the Platinum Relic for this stage to failing spectacularly. Ugh. I swear these wizards are giving me more trouble than I thought they ever would. Ugh. There we go. Like, you see how Enter the Dragonfly was a huge victim of corporate meddling? It's basically that. Basically that, like, there's always a lot of stuff that Spyro would just end up getting the short end of the stick. You have the lack of marketing and the poor handling of the localization of Spyro 1 and 2. The third game never released in Japan. And I believe there is a video that goes over how the reception of Spyro in Japan. And of course, for Spyro Orange, you have to play that game from start to finish 3 times, if I remember correctly.
ああ、どうやら私の言っていることをアンダースタンできないようだね。オッケー、特別にレッスンしてあげよう。
And of course, Crash Boom Bang. That's another game I'm not going to have fun trying to record. So yeah. Like, nope. I thought I made the leap. Now I'm having issues like I did when I initially played these bosses. So, like, if you ever the one thing that I'm not sure if I mentioned in the initial Let's Play of this, notice the background when I could have sworn I belly slammed. Now I'm getting performance anxiety. So, nope. Okay, I'm not trying to do this on purpose. Ugh. I had this going so well the last time I recorded and such. Notice the background that surrounds this fight? It will change every time you hit entropy, and I was seriously thinking that wasn't gonna hit. Now we have a proper Asian style area. I want to say it's China, or it's either China or Japan. I know Crash 4 has more Japanese themed areas, and I'm talking both Crash 4s, Wrath of Cortex and It's About Time. Heh, time, because we're actually being the snot out of entropy, and now it's Arabic. Now these things will always home in on your location, so if you're double jumping, you should be able to, basically jump over one, duck under another, and the later you get into this boss fight, the more of his projectiles he'll throw. Now, I'm not a speedrunner who can do the whole cheese of getting to him before he fires a single projectile. So yeah. That's a plane. How fitting.
Crash, Coco, このタイムねじねりマシンはとても精密な機械なのだ。N トロフィーが定期点検できなくなった今、どんなことになるか。
Crash, what did you do to Cortex? Because the film cut off before we even saw what happened. I mean, we're not going to see what you're going to do with him until Twinsanity.